bada bing, bada boom. We're here. It's another lovely Tuesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. I think it's Tuesday, generally. But we're here. It's the Roll for Mischief crew, as I like to say, your favorite nerds. And we're going to get rolling here. Today, we're going to be finishing up episode 10, which has been a very long experience, longer than usual episode with some very climactic happenings and a big shakeup. And yeah, it's pretty crazy to come to the end of what's been a very dramatic episode. So we're going to try and wrap it up in a due amount of time, and then next week we'll be handing the reins over to Asa Kinney, who's going to be the dungeon master for episode 11, title to be determined. Um,
That is the title, to be determined.
to be determined. What a bad title to actually have.
I think I gave you the name of a title at some point, but I don't remember if I had said this is what I'm going to do with
I can't remember. Can't remember. Anyway,
well,
so does anyone have any special announcements that they want to make before we do anything? Okay, no special announcements. Let's get rolling. I'm gonna roll those credits. Ready to go? We're gonna do it. Go. Blah. Oh yeah. Love that music. Love that. Love that good stuff. So, now we are at the point where we're going to do our traditional group therapy session and check in with each of the characters and see how they're feeling about the current situation and how they might move forward into this next session. And let's go ahead and start with someone who is not Drew so we can give Drew a little bit of time to finish eating his little dealio.
yeah, I'll go ahead and go because I'll be kind of quick.
It's fine, Drew. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Do we find out for sure these were drow at the end of the episode?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if it's for sure or if it was as players we knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
What were those drow doing? Asa, can you tell the audience?
they were shooting crossbow bolts at us or arrows at us that turned into clouds of darkness, and we were like, clouds of darkness. Um, and then Eridu tried to be all, let me save you, Ellie, and then he was like, I'm standing in darkness. I can't really do anything here, so he also stepped out of it. And then, yeah, someone did something brave and powerful, and then some drow died, and that was that.
It was Halifax using a confusion spell that got them all discombobulated, and then they fell on their faces, kind of, in front of you
Yeah,
guys.
it's very fitting that I explained that in very confusing terms. uh, so at this point, Eridu's probably in one of his mental states of, all right, time to move fast and find Agner before these drow do. Also, you know, the probably kind of lingering question, why are these drow here, is definitely there, but no time to process that. That's pretty much all I got.
Okay. How about Carrie?
Um, So I think Ellie at the minute is very much like kind of like getting the job done mindset, but also um having to save Agna and the whole like I guess there's a bit of like sort of anticipation in there. But she's very much right now thinking about I guess battle tactics. She was the one who got close and saw the unseen servant that Halifax sent through down the tunnel, and saw the crossbows and things first to detect magic, and then was caught in the darkness, the first darkness shot. But she's very much protecting Leovin at the minute, since she knows he goes down easily, with Ein in the way. And she has just cast Blink, so she actually is gone currently.
That was why there was confusion, because Ellie for sure knew they were drow.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she couldn't tell us. Now that
Yeah.
even it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Blinking in, blinking out, blinking out, blinking in.
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Sweet. So, Halifax, similarly to Ellie, very much let's get this task done sort of mindset. More in a, he's grown to like Aigner quite a bit, and so he doesn't want to see anything bad befall him, befall his friends, especially with Fiala having died recently. That's someone that he's spent a significant amount of time with, now suddenly gone. He's spent about as much time with Fiala as he has with Aigner. I'm not saying that Halifax would have shacked up with Aigner, but
No one's saying anything.
Nor are we
Yeah.
saying Halifax shacked up with Fiala.
what? No, I'm not saying what. Nah, what?
No.
So.
Was it all just in their head?
So, Halifax is almost going a little unhinged at this. Like, he wants to get the task done and wants to find Aigner, and every other thing that comes up as an obstacle is just getting him that little bit more irked. He was struggling to find that peace again, try and make himself calm, be that hero to the people that he wanted to be. But all of these obstacles so soon after such a tumult, it's pushing him to the edge a bit. He's starting to be a little bit more reckless, and we'll see how many drow get wrecked with the recklessness.
Rambo Halifax. Going
Yeah.
full Rambo
Which,
status.
Get your bandana.
Yeah, his lightning bolt, like, Rambo.
Love that. Was that like 2 sessions ago or something? Like,
It was
during
2 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, just it's great. I loved it.
That shit was gnarly. Oh man. All right. Well, I guess with group therapy out of the way, we will start the session. You're right outside of Iron Fist Hold. The last thing that happened after Halifax cast the confusion spell that bamboozled all of the drow that were shooting at you up on the little ridge, Ellie saw that one of them ran away, one of them was frozen in his tracks, and then two of them went ah and fell off of the ridge and crumpled in front of you. Someone, I'm not necessarily sure who went and checked it out, but someone got close enough to see that they indeed are drow. And that person, that character, who is close enough to them, also notices that the two drow in front of them are still alive.
All right. So who went and saw those drow? I don't know if any of you
Who
remember.
got close enough?
Yeah. that's
Someone
the real
volunteer, because it's not Laven.
Boom.
All right. Halifax, you're
Misa.
Halifax is standing in front of the two crumpled bodies of the drow, and they are still breathing. And in fact, one of them, his eyes snap open, and he looks up at you, and he tries to draw in a ragged breath.
Good. And then I'll stick my quarterstaff into the ground next to his neck, and then just lever the staff, putting my foot on the other side to hold his neck still. Not to the point where I am crushing his windpipe, but I could easily do so.
For sure. Okay, getting into prime interrogation mode.
Eridu is gonna come up behind Halifax and put a hand on his shoulder, and as he does, Halifax feels like guidance now, which gives you an additional D4 added to an ability check roll.
Nice.
Okay.
I will gently lever the quarterstaff in to cut off his airway, and then lever it back a little.
Mm-hmm.
I want answers, and I want them quickly. Not if you understand.
Actually, yeah, making an intimidation roll for sure.
Excellent. That's not terrible.
You get
13.
you get the D4.
Ooh.
If you want.
Oh, and I get the D4 as well.
Uh-huh.
So that's 15 at the moment.
Ooh.
2. So 17.
That's pretty good, my dude. That's pretty good. He lets out a squeaky kind of sound from his throat and just nods at you.
Good. There is a human. Do you know where he is?
Inside. Inside.
Good. How many between us and him?
He looks. So you see that he's pointing at the tunnel that you sent your unseen servant down. So he says, points over there and says, maybe 3 or 4, and then he points upward, and then he says, 2? I'm not sure.
Would you prefer to be knocked unconscious, or for me to end your miserable life?
Kill me, you demon.
As you wish. And then I will just force the quarterstaff lever forward and try to crush his trachea.
God damn. Alright, so let's call this like a strength-based check, but you definitely get advantage because of the mechanical lever action that you're like setting up.
Brilliant. Okay, I've only got 1d20 left, so that's a 2. I don't like that one. 7. What's my strength? Plus 2, 9.
Okay.
9.
Okay. So it's not enough to crush his trachea, but
No.
you're hurting him a lot, and he's just is screaming in agony, you know, as you're hearing like things crack in his neck and everything. It's not a pretty sight.
I think in my current mood, I'm going to be so frustrated with my inability to do this in one fell swoop, I am just going to rip the quarterstaff up and storm away, just leave him with Eridu.
Wow.
Oh, so he's not dead yet?
He's not dead yet.
How about the other guy next to him?
He is alive now. You can see that his eyes have opened and he's been taking in the scene. And you can also see that his fingers are like moving slightly, as if he's like testing his freedom of movement, like what he can do. But he is looking on at the scene that Halifax is causing in sheer terror.
Alright. I'll grab the already weakened guy and just swiftly snap his neck.
Okay.
And then I'll look at the other one, who is kind of coming to, and say, And you? Would you prefer to be given a clean death as well, or do you want to have your chance to escape?
Just leave me, please.
Very well. I'm gonna stop next to him and grab any weapons that are around him and his partner.
You definitely have the two crossbows that they had. They are light crossbows, and they each have like a little package of maybe like 10 bolts with them. And you're not entirely sure if they're going to be like all magically enchanted bolts like they were shooting at you, but I don't know,
Right.
maybe, maybe not. Who knows? So
And
they
do
got
they have any
those.
swords?
They have short swords.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take those as well.
Okay. So you'll have two light crossbows, two short swords, two packets of bolts.
And I'll just, after taking the weapons, give him a quick glance and say, "And think twice before trying to pursue us." And then turn to Halifax and say, "And which way do we go?"
That tunnel should lead us straight to Aigner. There are some in our way.
Yes, we shouldn't worry too much about them. Here, I'm going to hand Halifax one of the crossbows and a packet of the bolts and hand the other to Ellie.
Well, in this time, can I? So someone. So there were two still up above, and one was frozen and one ran away
Yeah.
above. Can I have cast spider climb on myself
Yeah.
and climbed up there, and then just like when they kind of get to the end of this conversation, I'll like blink back into existence, stood up on top of wherever it was, and take a look at the one that is frozen up there.
Actually, as you get up to the top with the climb, you've seen that he is snapped out of being frozen and he is running up the slope as well. While
Okay.
hit
Can I
while
see what
Hilif- Huh?
No, go on.
Oh, I was
Sorry.
gonna say that was happening while Halifax was doing the whole crazy
Alright.
intimidation.
So it just looks like they're just running away.
Yeah.
And there's no one else up there. There's no sign of like where that freezing came from because we didn't. Did we see who? Found the guy.
Wait, where the what came from?
So the guy froze, right?
Yeah.
What made that happen?
Halifax.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, not like a literal freeze or anything like Mr. Freeze, like ice to meet
It
you.
was
Like
like
not like that. It was more like he's just like paralyzed, and then it wore off and he was able to run away. And it should be noted that they're not running like away from the hold, they're running to the hold, suggesting that
Right.
there's another way into the hold up the slope.
Okay. I'll just shout back down. I think they're running to another entrance. And then blink out of existence, climb back down, and then blink back next to, like, right next to Halifax.
Okay.
And that's where I'll hand you a crossbow. I've kept the swords only for the sake of studying them, to see if I recognize them, see if they might look like mine.
Are you trying to study them right now?
No, probably not. I'll probably give them a look up while we walk, but
Okay.
um,
They do look familiar.
okay.
I'll say that. They do look familiar.
In that they're the same type of sword that I had carried up until, I don't know, a few
They're-
episodes back.
They're not the exact same kind of sword, but they do have similar design features. Similar design features. So you guys will head down the tunnel and into Iron Fist Hold, and I have prepared some very special map-based stuff. I like to do this kind of thing because the software that we use to broadcast this is pretty flexible if you know how to handle it. So I don't think there's too much of a delay, so when I switch over to this, you guys will be able to see it all right if you pull up your Twitch dealio. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you reach a kind of like a little moat that's got some fucking crazy ass lava going underneath it, and
Nice.
you're on this thing. There's a bunch of rubble in front of you, but you can see some soft lights coming from inside, and you can see the chamber that's in front of you over the rubble.
Nice.
So who would like to move into the area first?
I
Given,
will.
well, given that my speed's not inhibited by
Mm.
climbing and whatnot, I can just walk over it.
No, that's true.
Okay.
I'll be right behind him.
All right. How far would you guys like to move?
I'm just gonna move into the first part of the room and then just wait for everyone to catch up.
Okay.
Mm.
When I get in there, I'd like to make a stealth check.
Okay.
Or to hide.
Halifax, are you making a stealth check too?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Do so. Do so. And I'm going to be flipping back and forth, like it's nice to see the faces every once in a while,
I got a
Pretty
14.
faces.
You got a 14 and Eridu got
I'm opening up my fact sheet because I was looking at something else.
you silly dude.
16.
Okay. So you
Can I go too? But can I go like along the ceiling?
along the ceiling.
Oh, because the spider
Spider
climb.
climb.
Yes. Yes, you can. How long does spider climb last?
An hour.
An hour? Okay,
Oh,
that's super.
It's concentration.
Oh,
Yes,
cool,
no.
cool, cool. That's awesome. All right, yeah, go ahead and roll 1, 2.
It's not good. Seven.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that Ein is maybe like kind of hanging back behind the rubble for the moment or something, and Leovan comes in very cautiously, and you guys, I'm afraid, are seen, but you see at the same time, and especially Ellie because she's gone up the wall and then up onto the ceiling. It's like all this stuff all happens at once, and I'm afraid Halifax and Eridu get a bit of a drop on them, but then I'm going to allow Ellie to do something at the same time. So as I flip over, let me show you. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. There are 3 drow that are on this, like this whole thing right here is an elevated walkway that is above Halifax and Eridu's heads. And as they walk in, the drow above them start to boom, just like rain hell down on you. But then Ellie, who has climbed up, essentially looks over and sees the 3 drow just at the moment that they start to rain hell on Halifax and Eridu. So, yeah. So the first thing that happens, I'll have like one of the drow or 2 of the drow go, and then Ellie will be able to do something, and then the last drow will do something, and then we'll actually start like a combat round.
Okay.
So one of the drow drops a kind of orb that is green and yeah, doesn't look very good. So they drop the orb down and it's made of glass and it just shatters, and this green acrid smoke puffs out of it and just envelops Eridu and Halifax. And you guys have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Not one of my strengths. Man, I wish this was an attack against me because it'd be cool to catch that and throw it back at him. Oh yeah, I rolled a 4.
Same. I got 7 total.
Ouch.
I got 4 total.
Okay, so you two are poisoned for the time being. as you suck in the disgusting poison gas. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. That's
Oh, that's fine.
that's what's up. That's what's up with that. Bummer. And then one of the drow takes a pot shot at Eridu and gets a 14 to AC. I cannot hear you, sir.
I'm doing like 3 things at once. So nope, AC 16.
Okay, so he misses you with a crossbow shot, but it does create a little zone of darkness that I will pop up.
All right.
And yep, it's kind of like right there. There's a little darkness, little black square under you to show that you are in darkness. And then Ellie, what are you going to do in return? While you're up on the wall.
I'd like to cast Grease.
Okay.
Classic. So it's a 10-foot square, so maybe on the one that's... So focus on the one that's not been yet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. I'll say it's
Then
just
if
like
I
the
can get
two that are closest to you.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll get those guys, and then or gals, and then one of them will be the one who has not done anything yet. So they have
And
to
it's a deck save.
deck save. And what's the DC?
Is it my spell save?
Yeah.
17.
Oh gosh, that's pretty good. Wow. Okay, so they both fail, and they both slip on their butts and fall down.
Yeah.
So that's what's up with them. And anything else?
Do they just fall? They're just falling prone. They don't manage to get them to fall off the.
Not necessarily. I mean, there are like there's like railings or whatever. You know, it's like
Okay.
yeah, kind of falling in place.
I think that's it.
Okay. All right. So then the other one who was going to do something just gets up and then tries to shoot Ellie. Oh yeah, and that's going to be 25 to AC.
Yeah.
And you take 8 piercing damage as a crossbow bolt hits you.
Cool.
And so now everyone,
Did they roll with? So they're prone. Did they have do they get disadvantage or anything being prone?
Well, I mean, it stood up though.
Oh, okay.
It stood up and then pretty much redirected the attack it was going to hit on them to you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so now let's go ahead and roll some proper initiative and get you guys in order.
I got a 12.
Okay.
Alright, you see this dice? Just roll me a 2. It's going into the timeout corner.
Goodbye.
That's a
Goodbye.
5.
Goodbye, dice.
That is
Oof.
the third time that dice rolled under a 10 for me in 4 rolls. So it is replaced.
11.
Okay. So the drow rolled pretty bad. So it's actually going to be Halifax, Ellie. Oh, let me roll for Leovan. Leovan's actually going first. So it's going to be Leovan, Halifax, Ellie, then the drow, then Eridu. So let me flip back over here, and Leovan, what is he going to do? He's right over here. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 with his movement speed. He's going to get over here and get like a good vantage point. And he's going to cast a spell. He's going to cast something awesome. Oh gosh, I know what he's gonna do. Oh no, that's too crazy. He's just gonna do something more simple. He's gonna cast web on them, and he's going to try and restrain the lot of them. That's what he's gonna do. So they all have to make dexterity saving throws or be restrained.
That's right. You
All
cast
right.
web on those drow.
They did, yeah. Give them a taste of their own medicine, right? So pretty much all three of them get stuck up in the webs. That's pretty much what's going on. They are all restrained at the moment. And that is going to be Leovin's turn. And next is Halifax.
Okay. So am I also in the darkness that Eridu's in? Or am I just sort of like half in, half out?
You are half in, half out, kinda. I mean, like, I don't know, technically it's only a 5-foot cube of darkness, but I had to make it a little bigger so that could be visible. So, I don't know.
Okay.
It's like you're not really being super affected by it.
I and the web that's
Yeah,
did it catch them?
it did catch them. It's all, and it's up. You know what I mean? It's like he cast it all the way up, like on that whole. I don't even know what to call this area above you. This walkway above you.
In that case,
It's about 10 feet above you, by the way.
and there's a doorway at the other end.
There is a doorway. Yeah.
I am going to charge to that doorway.
Okay, so you're just going deeper into Iron Fist Hold.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm going to that
that's what
door
you
and
are.
seeing, is it locked?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. The door is not locked.
Excellent. Then my intention is to open it, go through it, and basically kind of be a bit antisocial. I am just gonna go to every single door that I can and just find Eridu.
Find Agner.
Not Eridu.
Agner.
I'm gonna run
Eridu
through
is right
doors.
there. Found him.
For sure.
Excellent. Mission complete.
Well, you lost him. He's completely covered in darkness. You're like, wait,
That's
where did you
very, very
go?
true.
So you come to the big double doors. You find that they are not locked. You push with your big strong Azamar hands. You push them open, and then the first thing that you see, so you see a hallway. You see another set of double doors right in front of you. You see a hallway that goes off to your left and off to your right. And then as you look down both of those ways, you can see that they double back behind you in both directions. So you got left, right, and then they'll go back. And then you have the big double doors in front of you. And since you're going so pell-mell, I'm actually going to require you to do a perception check.
Okay.
This is something where if you were going like slower and a more measured pace, I would say that you just see it, but you might just ignore this detail with a bad roll.
Okay, I got a +3. That's an 8.
Okay, you ignore this pretty significant little detail until it is too late. Oh, I mean,
You
sorry.
gonna tell us what it is?
Wait, hold on. Actually, yeah, it doesn't really matter because this is going to go off no matter what direction you were going to go in. So you step forward and you feel that your feet are stepping on something kind of weird, and then you look down and you see all of these metal darts littering the floor, and you're stepping on them. And then you hear this mechanical cranking sound from above you, and a fleet of darts come down from the ceiling on top of you, and you have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh man.
16.
Okay, so that'll be good enough for some half damage, dude. Be good enough for some half damage. That's going to be 7 piercing damage as the darts hit ya.
Damn it.
For sure. So
Okay.
So I would, I'd say that you still have some movement left. Huh?
Ooh, Halifax is definitely going to swear.
Oh, for sure.
And then I'm going to run left with that dexterity save. I'm going to like dive to the left, roll, and start running down that left corridor that like doubles back on the hall that we were just in.
For sure. Okay, you're gonna hold on. You're gonna. I'm sorry. Say it again. You're gonna go left.
Yes.
All right. So you go down. Yeah.
Yeah. On the map, I go down
Yeah.
and then to the right, but I will be
Right.
turning left and then left again, from my perspective.
All right. So you duck in. I'll say you get about here, and
Okay.
the light is dim, but you see at the end of the hallway there's a dead end, and there's also a pile of bones. There's a pile of bones, and there's a pile of like just stuff, like glittery looking stuff, some stuff that looks like equipment, but it looks just like an old pile, just an old forgotten corner of this place, where like perhaps some corpses were stacked, but they're long decayed, and there's just cobwebs and dirt and blocks and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, there's a pile of stuff over here that looks like it should be investigated.
Hmm. Hmm. Are there any doors off this corridor that I can see at the moment?
No, there are no doors. This is just a dead end corridor with something very interesting and glittery down there.
I am going to investigate. This is going to knock the wind out of Halifax's sails quite a bit.
Mhm.
He's going to look for human remains, look for anything of Aigner that he can,
For sure.
just in case.
Okay, so then I'll say Halifax just kind of goes down there, and then he spends a little bit of time doing that, and then we're definitely done with Halifax's turn. So
Cool.
back to Ellie, or what was Ellie gonna do?
So I didn't realize that I took damage, didn't I? So I need to roll a concentration check, I think, on the spider climb.
Oh, okay, sure.
How high are these ceilings?
You're about 10 feet up, so you're really not that high. It's probably gonna be okay.
I can't. What do you have to get on it?
So concentration, it'll be DC 10, or if you take more damage, then it could be a higher DC. It's like
Okay, is it it's a Constitution saving throw?
it's a
though, right?
Constitution saving throw, yeah.
Alright, okay. 10.
Okay, you maintain your spider climb just by the skin of your teeth.
Okay. So Halifax is gone, and the drow are restrained. And
They're-
like, do I know how long web lasts for? Like, are they just? Oh, they can break out of it, can't they? So
They could break out of it. It is a temporary measure.
Okay, I think I'll go and drop down behind one of them
Mm-hmm.
and attack it.
All right.
Do I get anything because they're restrained or not?
Yeah, you definitely get advantage on the attack. Definitely. Ellie slashes her way, climbs over, slashes her way through some of the web, and just tries to stab in just the right spot.
That would be a crit.
Okay. All right. So then double that weapon damage and all that good stuff.
You roll and then double it, or?
No, you just take whatever your damage dice would be, and you roll 2 of those.
Okay. Cool. Oh. Okay.
You know. So if you have a D8, then you just roll 2d8 and then add your strength modifier and whatever, or intelligence modifier.
16 damage.
16 damage. Wow. Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna put my arcane jolt through it as well.
Uh-huh. So then you get to double that too.
An extra 2d4.
Mm-hmm.
So 44?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
An extra 9 force damage. That one.
Okay. Well, yeah, so you stab in, and then there's a loud screech as you know that you like hit a very vital spot. and then the arcane energy pulses through your weapon. It's like a longsword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a rapier.
Oh, it's a
Sorry,
rapier. Okay. So the arcane energy pulses through the rapier, and there's a boom sound, just like a contained, like sonic boom, and then the explosive energy of the arcane jolt just blows this drow's chest apart that you just stabbed into, and its corpse falls through and is caught by the webs.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next one because I have 2 attacks.
Okay, so then this one is just gone, and then Ellie goes right there and slashes through more of the web and does another attack. And you have advantage on this one.
Okay, that's 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
8 on that one.
Okay. It screams at you as you stab that one. Or she. I should mention that all of these kind of more like rank and file looking drow are female.
Okay.
For sure. She screams at you.
Side also, so if I activated my boots and I went 15 feet back the way I came, where would I end up back on the ceiling, or?
Yeah, I would just put you like back, kind of like over here, like maybe on the wall or on the ceiling, kind of back over here.
Okay.
If that's what you
I'll
want
do
to
that, and then can I instruct Ein to kind of make his way in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll say that Ein gets like kind of like right below you, right over here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So then next is the Drow's turn, and they both make strength checks to try and break out of the web. That's a failure, and that's a success. So the one that you just stabbed, who's in the middle, is able to break out with their action, and then they go to run through this door that's to the north, stepping over the blown up corpse of their comrade, and they go, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so they just kind of run down that hallway through the door. And that'll make it Eridu's turn.
All right. I had turned and faced the drow before they hit me with the darkness orb, right?
They hit you with a poison orb first of all, and they shot you with the darkness bolt, and you were facing them, yeah.
Okay, so I move forward until I come into contact with a wall.
It'll be right adjacent to you. Actually, you were like right next to the wall.
Okay, so this pathway
the walkway is like elevated like 10 feet above you, so you could get up to this drow. You just have to go to the side to the wall and then climb up high enough.
Well, what happens? I'm in the darkness. Is I rolled for random direction when I'm moving, so I can't really tell where I'm at. So I
for
chose
sure.
To walk forward. So
Okay.
Go forward until I'm out of the darkness enough to see what's happening.
Forward meaning to the left or to the right?
Whichever way I was facing.
Oh.
The direction I was facing, I'm moving.
Okay. So you're actually going kind of like backward a little bit.
Okay.
So you're like right under the walkway.
Okay.
Out of the darkness.
As long as I can see and know what's happening.
Yeah, you can see that there are strands of web like tangled everywhere above there, and you can hear shouts and screams and all sorts of things like that. But
Okay.
yeah, you know unequivocally that the drow are up on the walkway.
Okay. So I don't know how much my movement that took up just moving forward.
It was only like 5 feet, dude. Yeah.
So the rest of my movement, I'm going to go up that side of that wall, and then probably end up right next to this drow here.
Yeah, you could just perch, just kind of like right on top of this thing, and like try and punch it through the web or something.
Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, because I'm still holding those swords since I didn't take any of the sheaths. I'm just gonna come up and give a swift cut at this drow with that sword. I'm gonna do both swords.
Hell yeah.
Main hand and then offhand.
Snicker snack.
My first is a 15, and my second is a Oh man, I could have got a crit too. I rolled a 19 and a 20 because of the disadvantage. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got a 15 and then I got a 26.
Well, they both hit.
Cool. Since I don't have any special features, I don't get any bonuses to the actual offhand attack. But that's 9 piercing damage, whatever, slashing damage or short sword damage.
It's slashing, I think, or piercing. I don't know. You can do either.
Or it's slashing.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
piercing.
it's only 9, or is that 9 for the first one?
Nope, it's yeah, only 9.
Only 9.
Total.
Okay.
I guess I'll go ahead and do my
Flurry of blows, or
no.
no?
Because I don't feel like it uses buffalo for the blows since it's not a monk button. Alright, I'm done.
Okay. So then it's going to be Leovan, and what he's going to do is he's going to shout out a warning to what's his butt, Eridu, and say, "Watch out!" And then he'll go, "Poof," and then create bonfire right on top of the drow that is right in front of you. And that drow has got to make a saving throw. It fails really badly. Ugh. And takes, holy shit, like 15 fire damage. Wow. Alright, so that drow, that's actually enough to just kill it. So, yeah, the drow right in front of you, Eridu, burns up into a crisp. And we can kind of take it out of initiative order.
When do we roll off poison? Is it in fact until we stop, or do we save it every time?
I was gonna just kind of like say that you're poisoned for the remainder of the combat, and then you guys could make another Constitution save to throw to try and get over it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so yeah, why don't you guys do that right now, since we're kind of out of combat right now.
Because I rolled a 5. That's why I wanted to do it.
Well, I rolled a 12. I get +3s. That's 15.
Okay, that'll do it. You are no longer poisoned, Halifax. And
No, if I had not taken my level of Druid, this wouldn't have been affecting me at all.
yeah, it figures. So okay, so we'll take it out of combat and all, but we'll kind of use the initiative order just to go with like who is gonna do what next. So Leovan did his thing. Halifax is currently in front of what he has found to be a big pile of bones, and as Halifax is investigating and looking through all of it, you notice something very heartening, and that is that you don't really see any things that would be human bones. From your reckoning, these are all dwarven bones. They're stout, they're just like really thick, short bodies, really thick bones, it's like nothing looking very human whatsoever. And as you keep digging and keep exploring, you find actually quite a lot of good stuff. One might say that you've found a loot package that the dungeon master specifically prepared. One might say.
I won!
So you find enough gold to give the three of you guys 80 gold pieces each.
Excellent. So I find.
You find
260. No.
440.
Yeah.
80, yeah.
240.
You find
Cool.
240 gold pieces. You
Brilliant.
find 9 platinum pieces total. 9 platinum pieces. You find a potion of greater healing. You find a whole rusty but pretty much intact set of dwarven plate mail, which is quite the find. And you find a magically glowing warhammer. And you find 3 spell scrolls. Yeah. You got Tensor's Floating Disc, 1st level spell, Hold Person, which is 2nd level spell, and Haste, which is the 3rd level spell. Yeah.
That's here. So we've got paste, hold person, and what was the other one?
Tensor's floating disk.
Tensor's floating disk.
Rarely used.
Nice.
Rarely used spell.
Maybe in your game. I have a player who uses it all the time.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
All my
Interesting.
3rd edition games, Tensor's floating disk was like a must-have spell, and I've never seen it used in 5th. I don't think.
Well,
I mean, I give him some liberties with it, but for the most part, he actually used it to pull a wagon. He would balance the like hand the or he'd like strap the wagon or something. I don't remember what he would do. I think he just balanced the handles on the disc itself, and then he'd walk, and the disc would follow him, and the wagon would pull the
Wow.
wagon along with it.
well,
I don't think it's corporeal enough for you to like attach something to it, but
well, it's
and hold
time
weight.
to bring it back.
yeah, man.
And
So-
a glowing warhammer.
Yeah, it's essentially like +1 Warhammer. But, yeah, it's,
Right, who can use that?
yeah, it's a
Not me.
Warhammer, all
Hey,
right.
hey, Halifax is gonna cave in some heads. That's what's like. Gonna happen.
Definitely. So that's what you find over there, and I got the notes, so I can definitely refresh you guys later and whatnot. And
Excellent, thank you.
so, um, what are y'all gonna do now? Like Ellie, Eridu, the Drow are pretty much gone from your immediate vicinity. What are you gonna do?
Ooh, I'm gonna ask some crazy stuff later on. All right, I'm gonna chase after that drow that went running away.
Okay.
So I gotta run through webs. Somebody's speaking of up, and I'm just gonna follow her.
I'm going to go up and through the upper thing, and basically the opposite direction to where I went.
Okay. You are gonna go over here. And Eridu is gonna go down here. Eridu, as you go down this hallway and sneak past the webs and everything, you have found that the drow is no longer in this hallway. And if you go up to this door, yeah, I'll give you the option to like try and do something sneaky
Or
if you
stop and be all
want,
stealthy.
or stop and be all stealthy, or whatever
Around
it
that
is that you want to
corner.
do.
Ooh, actually rolled well with disadvantage. That's a 22. I stopped around that corner and kind of like made my way down the hall slowly.
Uh-huh.
Both blades drawn. And the door is closed.
The door is closed.
Alright, I'm gonna stop at the door and I'm gonna listen.
Okay. You listen and you hear the voices of two drow talking to each other in a very panicked kind of sounding way.
Okay. Voices both female.
They're both female voices, yeah.
Alright. I'm going to what kind of is it a knob or is it a latch for a handle?
It is a knob.
Alright. I'll go ahead and just tuck one of the swords under my arm, turn that knob, and like just to unlatch it, grab the sword again, and then ease the door open with my foot.
Okay. All right.
As soon as the door opens, I'm going to like lower the swords, like lay them flat as though I'm going to put them down.
Mm-hmm.
Not actually doing that, but making that motion.
Okay.
And looking at do they look any different? Like everyone obviously looks different, but is there anything on them that would state different rank or level of importance?
Is there anything on them that would state rank?
Or just
Well,
difference in
I mean, yeah. I mean, now that you're close enough to them to really be able to study their garb, you see that they have like, really fine leather armor, like studded black leather armor. It looks like it's very like very good for freedom of movement and also very tough and can take some serious blows. And you also see that there are particular colored sewn bands onto the arms, and the different colors and the different kind of stacks of them and designs and everything really strikes you. You have seen this kind of design and iconography before.
Mhm. All right. Where?
In a group that you used to serve in.
Okay. And to the best of my knowledge, that group has been inactive for as long as I've no longer been a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. As I kind of like make this gesture to diffuse the situation, I'm gonna notice this, and then I'm going to hold the swords even tighter and look at maybe the higher rank of the two and say, "What are you doing here?"
They look back at you and say, "What are you doing here? Intruder!"
If you wear those ranks, you should know who I am.
We have been long gone and have forgotten much.
I see.
But what we know now is that we belong here. This is our hold.
Well, I am Eridu Samaria. You no doubt have heard of my father. I'm going to go ahead and roll a deception because I'm trying to use that status as a way of getting their trust.
Okay.
I don't actually have any way of knowing if they know that I'm a traitor to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead and roll that deception.
Not a great thing I've got going on here. That is a 4.
Okay. Okay, so they'll look at you and you'll say your statement, and then all they do is narrow their eyes and they just say, "Well, Eridu Samaria, today is your day to die." And they rush at you, fool, and yell. I'm gonna switch over to Ellie. What is Ellie doing during this whole thing?
Alright, so knowing that I saw the drow go down there as well, I'll probably follow after Eridu, staying on the ceiling and kind of like staying back, like letting him do his thing, but like keeping an eye on him. And I want to send Ein to go with Leovan towards Halifax to kind of
Okay.
protect him.
Okay. Well, they'll get through there. Leovin's backing up there, and you're backing up there. So Ellie, you get to the point, and you're just like in the little hallway right behind Eridu, and you get there right as you hear the drow voices say, "Well, Eridu Samaria, today is your day to die," and they lunge at him and everything. And I'm going to go ahead and have the little battle crew of Eridu, Ellie, and the Drow roll their little mini initiative amongst themselves, and then we'll try and flop back between Halifax and Leovan and Ein and you guys.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Hold up, hold up. Sorry, there's like a billion things all going on at the same time. You guys are never supposed to split the party. Just kidding. You guys can do whatever it is you want. Before we get the little mini battle going on, let's go ahead and have Halifax backed up by Leovan. Halifax, you go down this little hallway that you're going down, and it is a hallway in the exact same construction as the other hallway that you went down. This one is clear. It does not have piles of bones and rubble necessarily. It's pretty clean. And as you walk up and down, I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, I'm not poisoned anymore, so I just need to roll it once. Haha.
Exactly.
That is a 17, 18, 19, 20. Dirty 20.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that is certainly enough for Halifax to notice the telltale signs, the creases on the wall, the very peculiar looking tilted brazier handle, or I mean the torch handle, or it's like the light fixture that you turn and then it opens the secret door. It's like you just find it. It's like so stereotypical. It's staring you right in the face.
Typical dwarves.
Typical.
Yeah, I'll open it immediately and have a look inside, have a goosey gander.
All right, you look inside and you see a small, very dark corridor that leads to another closed section of the wall. That's what you see. It's very narrow. It's only like 5 feet wide.
Hmm. But sorry, it's a corridor, yeah?
It's a corridor. At this point, Leovan comes up to you and says, "Forgive me for being forward, Halifax, but you're going the wrong way."
I may well be.
I've
Simply trying to find Aigner quickly.
I have found him.
Lead the way. And I'll twist the thing again to close up this corridor.
All right, and then he leads you back to go through that main set of double doors that you opened. And before we get to there, let's flip back to the mini battle in the room with the other two drow, and then we'll have Eridu. It is his turn. He has got the two drow right in front of him, ready to pounce. They've taken their short swords out. They have murder in their eyes as they lunge toward you. And, yeah.
Drop the sword in my offhand and then thrust my palm out in the direction of the nearest one. And she must make a DC 15 strength save.
Mm-hmm.
As a gust of wind, the swirling of wind around that, in the tattoo of that arm kind of spins and the palm goes out and then the tattoo is gone.
I just
Wind reflection.
barely failed it. What happens? What
I'm only
happens?
using the base key, so I'm not actually doing more than 3d10. I'm doing good. She's also going to be knocked 20 feet, which is like the distance of the room.
Uh-huh.
And then knocked prone. Thing fell out of my ear. Bum-ba-dum-bum. 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
She's launched across the room and knocked out.
my
Knocked prone.
goodness, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I gotta stop doing things. I gotta start making them do things. 'Cause I can't roll any rolls. I have disadvantage like everything right now.
It's true. So the one who did not get stabbed is the one that you targeted, and it just gets blown. She just gets blown backwards behind this table, hits the wall with a crunch and a thud, and slides down. And looks like she might not be getting back up anytime soon.
Alright, then I'm going to level my sword towards the other drow and use an action point to cast, to do, patient defense, which gives me the dash, or the dodge action.
Oh, you mean key point, not action point? Key point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you do the dodge action, which is good because it is immediately the drow's turn, and the drow is going to try and come fuck you up. And so
See
now
how you like rolling rolls with disadvantage, Kyle.
I will see how I do it. Well, it's not too good. What'd you say your AC is again?
16.
Dude, I rolled a 10 and a 12, and I get +6. So I hit you, son. I hit you.
Dang.
So that is going to be 8 points of piercing damage as the short sword sinks it into you a little bit.
Ouch.
and you are engaged in a melee with this drow right in front of you.
Cool, I'm gonna stab her in the throat. I mean,
No.
it's not my turn.
Well, it's not your turn. It's Ellie's turn.
All right. Can I run in and can I get behind the one?
Well,
So if I come across
yeah.
the ceiling and then.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go across the ceiling, and the one that's engaging Eridu right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just go bloop 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 and plop right down, and then have a flanking position with Eridu on this drow.
Okay. So advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
18.
18 will hit.
Uh, 13 damage.
Okay. You hit this drow right in the soft spot on the side, and the drow just screams out in agony and is still alive and looking ready to stab someone else, but looks like she can just barely stand right now.
Okay. I've got a second attack, so.
Okay.
28.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
And I'll add the arcane stuff into this one.
Okay.
Uh, 17 damage.
Oh yeah. Super de-duper dead. You've just eliminated these two drow entirely. Is what you guys did. Boom. So now you're in a room with two more dead drow.
Just
Alright.
smile at Eridu. Say, maybe don't run off on your own next time.
No promises. I'm gonna go and wrestle the scabbards off of both of these drow and sheathe my sword, so I've got the swords on each hip, and then I'm gonna look about the room.
Okay.
It looks like some kind of study or planning room or whatever. I see desks and whatnot. I'm not sure if that's actually what's in there though.
Yeah, you do see old dusty tomes on these bookshelves. You see a chest, and you see this table, and the table, let's see, what do I have here? Oh yeah, on the table you see something interesting, Eridu. You see something. It is a black book, and on the face of it, there's just this this intense kind of spider webby looking design. And as you flip it open and look at the pages, you are struck by what can only be your father's handwriting and your father's words. It looks like it's some kind of manifesto that he's written and distributed. And yeah.
Alright. I mean, I'm not going to give it a heavy read at the moment, but I will take it. And I actually don't have a lot that I carry on me. I don't have a satchel or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to look around and then turn to Ellie and say, would you be able to hold on to this for me?
Sure.
No.
Put it in my bag? We should go and find Halifax. He went running off, and I heard something that sounded like a trap being sprung.
Does the chest look like it could fit a person inside of it?
No,
It's not a very large chest.
it is not very large.
Okay. I'm gonna. I'm not.
What?
I'm gonna open it anyway.
Okay. You find not much exciting in there. You just find like clothes, essentially. You know, what would like be warm clothes for the winter. You know, like looks like this is just bunch of clothes stashed in this one.
All right. And yet, just to clarify, yes, Eridu was momentarily ignoring as he's kind of looking around the room, and then he nods. Fine. It's probably best that we are all together.
All together now.
And
And
he's gonna start wandering in the direction that Halifax went, looking a little in his own thoughts.
alright, so Ellie and Eridu find their way to climb or get down safely onto that whole area. And as they open these doors, they find that these other doors have been opened, and they find both Halifax and Leoven in front of. Oh, wait, oh gosh, I put him right there. In front of none other than Egner Bosch. He is right here, and I'll put you guys all right next to him, essentially. Yeah, so as you open the other doors, he is just literally right on the other side. And what did I have written here? Egner is laying in the hallway, his torso propped up on a rock. Talon's blade is still gripped tightly in his right hand. He doesn't look good. The veins on his face are tinged with black. His pupils are dilated, his eyes bloodshot. Down the hallway, you can see a messy trail of blood showing Egner's path to where he is now. He croaks, "I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad. Did Fiala send you?" Leoven clicks his tongue in disapproval. "Egner, you stupid child." And he kneels to tend to Egner's wounds.
I'm gonna lean down and pick up Agner's face and just look into his eyes, look at the veins. What has on you?
Eridu, I thought I was doing the right thing. I really did think I was doing the right thing. I followed the strand. You know, like I've told you before. I followed that strand and I felt nothing but confidence. The strand led me into the great hall, and he motions weakly with his hand, kind of like motioning down the hall into the other way. The strand led me to the great hall, and down the stairway into a hidden sanctum. There the strand joined an enormous, beautiful web. It really felt as if I had found her domain, her home. I was drawn to this crystal, but when I grabbed it and placed it in the center of the web, it was not Urana's voice that I heard. It was Zarkon's. Zarkon was laughing at me like a deranged lunatic. Then before I knew it, I was knocked over by a wave of force, and I could sense several creatures moving around me. They spoke in a language that I recognized but couldn't understand. And then they started stabbing me. I killed as many of them as I could on my way out of there. He gestures around, and as you look down the hallway a little bit, you see more drow corpses kind of littered around. There's a handful of them strewn around the hallway, going down the way. But they poisoned me, Eridu, and I guess I've just been here waiting to die.
Leoven,
Well,
can you
okay.
cure him?
I can do what I can. I'm not sure if I can purge the poison from him completely, but I can give him time. I can give him as much time as I possibly can. I'll need more help from other druids if we're going to fully cure him.
We shall get it. We must move him from this place to where we can find more help.
I'm going to place my staff on Agner's forehead, and I'm going to use up 2 charges to do the lesser restoration.
Okay.
Which, I'm going to go ahead and say, from a mechanical standpoint, it should remove the poisoned effect, but from a narrative standpoint, it can, I'm fine with it just being a level of, removing the effect, so he's more capable of moving on his own, but not, removing the deeper poison of having an attack.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much what it's going to be like. He's going to be less debilitated, and then with the healing that Leovan is surely going to pump into him, he will be able to get around a little easier. He won't be completely infirmed, but he will need more serious healing to totally take care of it.
And then I'm also gonna, use that staff on myself if I don't make this save throw.
Oh yeah, you should make the other Constitution saving throw for sure.
Yeah, I rolled a 10. I didn't make it, so I'm gonna use the staff on myself too, because I'm kind of tired of this.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so you no longer. Oh, and by the way, I was gonna say you guys can totally take like 10-minute short rest right now. You can do your thing if you need to gain some stuff back or whatever. All right.
Oh.
So.
Do we need to do anything about this crystal though? Like you say, you want to go to this in character. Just is the crystal still a problem?
Yes. Yeah. It is. I'm sorry. I think I recognize your voice, but I have no idea who you are.
Oh, we met once. It was a while ago. Do you remember when I can't remember what his name was. Your friend
Merrick is his name.
Your friend Merrick was taken by some drow.
Oh my God! Yeah. No, I remember that. That was you. Oh. Okay. All right.
It's lovely to meet you again.
Good to meet you, and your mechanical friend too.
Yep, he's here, and he makes a loud, well, not that loud, but mechanical squawk. And Leovan is here, the elf that is an elf right now, the druid that he went quickly.
I remember. Yes, I remember Leovan. And then Leovan is just right there, tutting and clicking his tongue like a disapproving mother hen or something.
I just turned and shrug at him. Well, you did.
But Egner continues, and he says, "Yes. Wait. Did you say the name Ellie to him? Did you just say, or did you say we met here?"
I did say we met here. I don't think I said
okay.
that.
Yes. What? Oh, wait. Say your name again. I'm sorry. Say your name one more time. I didn't hear it.
It's Ellie?
Ellie. Okay. Yes, Ellie. Look, clearly we need to get out of here. But we need to try and do one thing first. When I was down there in the sanctum, I could tell that the creatures were coming out of the center of the web at periodic times. Now, I don't know a whole lot about magic, but I do know that they've got to be teleporting in. And for whatever reason, I know that I can stop that teleportation with this. And he holds up Talon's blade. You've got to help me get down there one more time. We must stop these beasts. Leovan nods grimly. Yes, Agner. We must. They are far more dangerous than you realize. We must do it quickly and retreat. I will use every bit of power that I possess to protect you and try to give us a path out of here.
Okay, what do we need to do?
Agner coughs. I can still see the strand. We need to go down into the sanctum. I need to use this sword to interfere with their teleportation, and then we need to get out. And he looked, just is pointing in the general direction. It says the sanctum. It's not far, but it's dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. We need to be at the top of our game. And I don't know how at the top of my game that I am at, but we must do this.
Like right now, or do you want us to? I mean, I guess we shouldn't waste too much time.
I mean, I need to drink some water first. Do
I
any
give
of
him.
you have any
I-
water?
Immediately full out.
Okay. And then he just takes it and just goes glug 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 glug. And yeah, you guys can like finish out the short rest and make sure that you got everything prepared that you need to have prepared, and then yeah. But essentially, flipping back to the map really quick, where Egner's been pointing you to, he just keeps pointing to this door that is north. You know, so like if you look to the west or to the left or whatever, it's like there's this natural tunnel that has been busted open, and it goes off to the right. And but Egner's not necessarily pointing down there. He is pointing straight toward the set of double doors that are at the end of that hall. And yeah. Do you guys want to talk about anything else, or should we take like our break a little bit early because this is a good time to take a break since your characters are doing a short rest?
Yeah, I don't know that there's much to catch up on. Eridu's happy to debrief after this is done.
Very well. Does Halifax share the loot situation with the other characters at this point?
Yes, in a way. Halifax, during this time, will have been gearing up, putting on dwarven plate, wielding the warhammer, sort of like squeezing the helmet into place, and just, like tightening straps that'll like leave loads of bits still exposed. I'm sure, because it's not quite fitting him, but. I can't remember the heavy armor situation when you're not proficient. I know it'll like slow me down, but during the break I'll have a look and see what it does, and I
For
might
sure.
doff the armor.
Yeah, but
Second guessing it, but like
but at least Halifax is going to give it a shot and see how it feels.
Yeah.
And, yeah, because he's ready to
Exactly.
fuck some shit up with that Warhammer, dude.
hell yeah,
It's a
that's
plus
what I'm
one.
doing.
It's a +1, my dude. All right, sweet. Well, our characters are going to take a break, and I'm glad that Egner's back, but boy, did he do something stupid that he had no idea what he was going to do, and boy, is he going to regret it, my dude.
All right.
All right,
Ready
so
to make him regret stuff.
he's going to regret everything. Next on Roll for Mischief, Egner is regretful. Regrets everything.
All right.
All right. We'll be right back. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right.